we are, and welcome to a special holiday wrap-up episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Lily, Shy, and Becky are together. We are back from Puerto Rico. We have watched a whole bunch of movies. We have spent a lot of time together. And at the same time, there are still all sorts of secret things to report, whether they be beefs or stories from vacation. And with that in mind, Becky, how has your holiday season been?
My holiday season has been joyful, filled with beautiful Hanukkah candle light and chocolate coins and fun presents and cheerful laughter of the children. It has been filled with all of those things, including latkes, because latkes are the very special treat that we make once a year on this holiday. And I'm not saying you can't have latkes other times of the year.
Yeah, and I order a latke as a side dish at a deli.
I'm saying make.
No.
Oh, yeah, where you make them yourself.
We order latkes all the time at the deli.
You
right?
do? You guys are just ordering latkes?
Yeah, we live in a country with...
like a bagel place.
We live in a country with more than 30 Jews.
Yeah. But
Fair.
I am making latkes once a year. And why is that?
I would just like... Hold on. I would just like it known.
Much fucking work.
Becky's latkes were... And I live in a family with great latke makers. Mom makes great latkes. Barbara Alley's mom makes great latkes. But Becky's latkes this year were the absolute best homemade latkes I have ever had in my life. They were both thick and stringy and crispy on the outside and so moist and delicious and salty on the inside. I really have, and when you pick them up to dip them in something, there was no grease residue, but everything was so crispy. Becky, I just want to say before we do anything, these latkes were momentous.
Thank you.
Momentous
and
latkes.
The reason that they're momentous is because it's a serious labor to make them.
It's also, not, Lily and I once tried to make latkes in my apartment.
Burnt down the building.
And we burned the siding off of the area under the microphone because we set everything on, under the microwave. Under the microwave, like a flame went from the bottom of the pan all the way to like the ceiling.
We looked at each other and we were like, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And then didn't we make Homentashen once?
I don't think we made Homentashen, but Lily and I definitely burned the entire bottom of my microwave in my apartment the year we tried to make it. So tell us about why yours are so good.
Because if you're going to make them and you want them to perform, to deliver at a certain level, it takes a lot of work. You're not just grating potatoes and frying them. There's many steps. I'm not going to even tell them to you because Shai doesn't like to know the steps, but it involves soaking them and wringing them out and adding
so much work.
Did you do the ice?
Getting the starch out of the potatoes.
You did the ice bath.
I do a single ice bath by follow up by a different process. I have a very evolved process and it takes a lot of time and it is a lot of work and it smells because you're frying potatoes and you got to man it. So it's like a couple hours of just standing over the frying pan, manning it. Anyways, my point is that I only really make them once a year because A, that keeps them special, and B, it's a lot of work. And the latke as you were describing, is both very, very special and essentially perfect. So tell me, Instagram, TikTok, social medias, why all of a sudden this year we have to complicate the latke and now everyone's making a stuffed latke and a latke coated this and a latke coated that. And everywhere I look on my cooking reels, which is mostly what I look at on the internet, is this obsession where we now need to take the latke and we have to
just
jam
the
things inside of it.
by itself
Like,
not
it's not
good enough.
Like all of a sudden, the latke isn't good enough, and now you're creating more work for me? Like, this isn't enough work.
All I can say is
all
that
this does is
the same people
balabusta and say, oh, she doesn't have enough to do. Now she's got to start stuffing it with things that need their own prep, and now she's got to start coating her schnitzel in it.
I will say that I did see a lot of
a lot of pressure, and you know what? I'm done. The latkes are good as is. Stop trying to make fetch
platforms you're talking about are the same platforms that brought you people tanning their perennials. So I think you don't need to take too much cooking advice.
So I'm just saying, well, on the other hand, sure, that looks fun and novel. The thing as is already perfect. It already takes a ton of work. Stop adding to it. Just leave it.
You want to put some spinach or kale or zucchini in your latke? Those are kind of easy to mix in with the batter.
No, now you're having me create a separate thing, which then needs to be rolled inside the other thing, and then It's just too many. It's too many steps. I reject it. I am not doing it. That's my big holiday grievance.
Well, okay, but let's talk about the big question, and everyone asks this every year, but I think people want to know: sour cream or applesauce,
Neither.
Both.
or both
Neither.
at the same time or
take.
separate?
Hot
Both at the
take.
same time.
Ew.
So you smear
Oh
them
my God.
together?
Oh my God. A hot
Disgusting.
take. Hot take. Neither.
I'll do either.
Neither.
I'm gonna do. I'll
They're
do it
so
all the
good on
ways.
their
I'll do
own.
them plain. I'll do them with applesauce. I'll do them with sour cream, and I'll do them with.
What shtetl
But-
were they like, oh my God, it's Hanukkah and we have all these disgusting rotted apples.
Like all
we
of
must
it, 'cause it's
use
the
the
end-
food.
because
that's
apples
exact-
are
that
in the
actually makes-
fall,
that's
and like literally the end of the season.
That's the first time anyone has made any
makes
sense of the apple.
It makes no sense that you would want to dip a fried potato in
Can I actually
wet,
explain why?
cold,
Can I explain why?
sweet sauce.
Because the latke is very rich and it does have like a lot of grease, and the applesauce kind of cuts through it.
No,
It-
there's
an
no
An apple a day keeps the
The Bubba away.
yeah, so for me, sour cream is my preferred because to me it's the natural state of a potato. Meaning, if you have
like
a baked potato,
Yeah,
you're like, I'll put sour cream and chives.
So wait, should you put bacon on your vodka?
I mean, someone's doing it somewhere. I'm not, but
to-
sour
Turkey
cream on a baked potato is like an existing flavor.
Yeah.
The apple thing only just first made sense to me in this moment.
No, you're literally like they had the rotting apples from the fall season and they made
guess.
applesauce.
It just
and they
makes
ate
no
it with the
sense.
latkes.
Why? Okay, I'm gonna just say I don't do this because I eat my latkes plain. I don't need if it's a good latke, like a Becky level or a mom level. I don't need anything on my latke, so I would never put anything on it. But why isn't anybody putting ketchup?
Blech. And also,
But if you're dipping your fries
that
in
was just
ketchup,
on, that was just on
the
Instagram.
latke.
Who's the one who just?
oh, I don't know.
No, one of the people who just did it with no.
I wouldn't do it.
I want to say it might be Gal Gadot. You need to check this right away.
Okay, I'm on it.
I think
I
it's.
mean, I guess it technically makes sense, but a latke.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying that it's a. If you're using the sour cream argument with the latke, then I could give you the same ketchup argument.
Yeah, I respect that argument. But
definitely put
that's
it-
not
Okay.
acceptable to me.
I wouldn't.
But I'm pretty sure one of the
We're gonna have
people
it with
who did.
aioli next. Like, what are we?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
the limits?
Like, I don't think anything should be on it at all.
Purist.
But sour, you know what I also love about sour cream in general as a dish? They have not. You're not looking at you're looking at other things on Instagram.
I'm just okay.
There.
Don't tell me to go to Instagram and then ask me to pay attention. I'll go down. I'm looking at it.
Okay. I love that the Daisy sour cream bin, jar, whatever plastic thing, that design doesn't feel like it's been updated in
No.
150
And you know what?
years.
I bet the recipe hasn't either, which is why it's still so good.
And, well, yeah, it's just sour cream.
Just sour.
Sour cream?
But I did see a squeeze bottle sour cream. Was that at your house?
No, but I've seen them before.
I saw the squeeze bottle sour cream, and that wasn't too bad. That was kind of neat, but because just not having to like wreck a spoon, it seemed one less thing to clean up. Anyways, but I love that design is so incredible.
But that's my holiday joy and grievances for this season.
Okay, that's a fair grievance. Do I have a grievance? I don't know if I have a grievance. I would say
Holiday complaint?
after years of what I would say have been rather big Hanukkahs in my family, this was a pretty chill one. Like my kids were old enough to appreciate like a gift card and some other smaller, more meaningful gifts. And I'm really happy that we're settling into just kind of a normal phase. But whereas your kids are still in the phase where I'm buying them tons of presents.
Great.
That I mean, yeah, and they'll like them, and then eventually you'll give them away or something.
Gal does not seem to say anything about ketchup.
Okay, well, someone on the internet.
Cindy Crawford? Because
Maybe, I don't-
she did Hanukkah.
Someone had ketchup. I feel like I saw it on someone's feed. All right, I'll look later. Lily, do you have any holiday complaints?
I would say it's more of a mishap.
A mishap? Is this another like wardrobe?
No. A story that I think you'll appreciate, being a husband and all.
A husband.
That you are. So, I I'm not like a big gift person at this time of year. Like, I think it's sweet and nice, but I'm not like going around and buying everybody that I know Hanukkah gifts or Christmas presents or anything like that. However, I have some good friends at home, and I wanted to like leave them with like a little gift for their daughter before I left on my trip. And it turns out because of work issues, I couldn't see my friend. And so, but I wanted her daughter to have this little gift and for her and her husband to have this cute little like fondue thing that I got them. A little detail, just before Christmas. So I said, look, I won't be able to see you because I'm leaving, but I'll leave it at my husband's work in his office. He has so much crap in his office that he won't even notice it. So it's not a big deal. It's a tiny little bag. It was like a little gift bag that said ho, ho, ho on it, which I thought was really cute. And I'll tell the secretary at the gym when you stop by that just to grab it for you. And that way you can have your little gift. Okay. I, in passing, said to my husband, I left something in your office for my friend Laura. Don't worry about it. Whatever. She'll come and get it. Cut to me hounding Laura a little bit. Like, it's been like 2 weeks. I'm like, hey, did you stop and get the gift? Did you get the gift? Like, it's Christmas and I got something for your daughter. And she kept like dodging the question. Don't worry about it. You'll give it to me when I see you, when you get home. And I'm like, but I prepared it. And there's a card and everything. Like, just go stop by and get it. She lives around the corner. I was like, just go stop in and get it. It's not a big deal. She's like, I don't want to make a thing of it. And I was like, it's fine. I told him that you're coming by to get it, the secretary. And then she's like, well, the truth is, I don't think I can get it until you get home. So don't worry about it. And I was like, why? And she's like, well, I think there is a mix up. And so what Jose did was he saw the gift, asked somebody at the gym, not the secretary, just asked some random person at the gym, hey, what's this gift in my office? That person said to him, somebody left a gift for you, obviously. And he did not think about the fact that I said, this is for my friends. And so he takes it home. He opens it up.
No. It's better. It's better. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The detail.
I don't know. He sees a card. So there's an envelope, right? The card is inside the envelope. On the envelope, it says Laura, Abel, and Margarita. He
thought it was from them.
He thought it was from them.
I'm sorry. Now,
amazing.
Audience, how often do you receive a gift from someone with only the sender's name on the outside of the card?
Right.
Never. That doesn't happen.
No, that's true.
You identify the gift and the card with the recipient. With the recipient's name.
So he takes all the stuffs out. He immediately gives the gift I got for this little girl to Ari. And he's like, look, they got you a present.
What was it?
It was like one of those IQ games.
Okay, so it's not like it was
like a Nintendo Switch.
Or a very expensive
or like present. A Nintendo Switch or something. No, but whatever. And then he's like, oh, wow, they got us this really nice, like, fondue thing. Like, it's like this, like, cookies and fondue. He sends a picture of it to her, and he goes, thank you so much for thinking of us for this holiday gift. And she was like, I think you have the wrong person. And he was like, no, your name is on the card. It has to be you. So he's now arguing with her that she gave him a gift. And she's like, no, I definitely didn't get that for you. And then he looks at it again and he realizes this is what tips him off. It's in my handwriting. And he was like, oh. And
it actually wasn't that it was in your handwriting, is that he then went to go read the card. And finally, when he gets to the end, that it's signed by Lily.
The card itself is signed by me and him and our kids. And so... as much as
you might complain that your husband or your partner
isn't paying attention,
isn't doing the thing that you asked. Gift. Did they steal somebody else's gift
and then thank them for it?
And then thank them for the gift that they did not give.
So
and argue with them.
So then, I got to the bottom of it, and then she was like, "See, I guess you'll just have to give it to me when you get home." And I was like, unbelievable.
I love that story. When I first heard that story, I was laughing till I peed.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's epic. It's a classic.
But the best is
Classic husband
the
move.
best is arguing with Jose. With Jose about it.
He 100% blames
he
me.
Very much feels that he was set up.
He was wrong
to believe that this gift was for him, and specifically, as I was arguing with him, he's going, "I come into my office and there are these chocolates and bombones, and I have all these bombones, and everyone's giving me bombones."
and he was like, "It doesn't make sense, Lily. Why would the bag say ho ho ho? It should be a Hanukkah bag."
Oh, did he thought it was spelled ho 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 with a J?
No,
like Jose, like ho ho ho.
He was like, "It should be a Hanukkah bag." I was like, first of all, where am I getting a Hanukkah bag in Tenerife? And also, they're not Jewish. Why would I give them a Hanukkah gift? I got them a Christmas gift. Anyways,
amazing. By the way, Twitter confirms, and I don't, Twitter's not the best, but that in more than one place that apparently Gal Gadot does say ketchup is okay on latkes. I don't know if it's her preferred thing, but it does say ketchup.
Anything Gal Gadot approves.
Okay, so we traveled together. I thought we did. I just want to also compliment you both. One of the great things about this vacation was, I got amazing quality time with, I think, everybody in the family, but especially all the different kids, including taking Becky's 4-year-old to her first
5. She just turned
5. Her 5-year-old to her first spa visit, which was really, really, really fun.
She had a very bad sunburn, and Tuashai got her a facial.
I said, do you have anything rejuvenating for kids? And they had a rejuvenating facial for kids.
Her poor crispy skin.
Yeah, and
But it's some of the best pictures. That's Patreon content.
Yeah, that's the Patreon content. If you're in our Patreon, you can get it.
You can text me and I'll.
Text us to find out how to get it. And the other thing that we did really well is we had some great game nights and movie nights. We had vicious games of Monopoly Deal.
Oof.
We played.
I learned something new about my sister. I learned something new about her parenting.
Why?
Which is that Lily is pretty calm and relaxed.
Yeah, Lily is not competitive. Lily thinks competition is dumb.
But when it comes to just general, she gives her kids a lot of grace and she gives them a lot of flexibility, really honors who each of them are as individuals until it comes to being a quitter at Monopoly Deal. If you sit down to the table for a hand of Monopoly Deal, you play until that game is over.
Oh, yeah. And to her credit also, if you are an 8-year-old that talks trash to a bunch of grown-ups and then they start beating your ass in Monopoly Deal, you have to sit and take the punishment.
And I had to tell you, it's a side of her. While she's not competitive, she's very serious about finishing the game
that you started
and putting
I'm with you.
Your Monopoly Deal where your mouth is.
And then the other thing I want to do, the other thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, who gave me one of the best presents ever for Hanukkah. Just look like you're talking in the microphone. No, and smile. I'm just trying to take a picture of Becky while we're doing this.
You could do this after, though.
No, because you have to get her in action. If she thinks you're taking time from the other thing she wants to do, she will not take the picture. So my mother-in-law got me this game called Hitster, which is a Name That Tune game. Lily, was that Name That Tune game? It was amazing.
It was revolutionary.
I
don't know.
I guess I wasn't included.
Oh my!
The last night.
The last night?
Yeah.
Where was I on the last night?
No, you came later.
When you came
back later to watch Bring It On, which was so much fun.
30, yeah.
Which was like a formative moment for us.
I was like, I'm only going to go for a half hour. Just kidding.
Once we started Bring It On, I knew Becky was staying the rest of the night. And you know what? Aside from a few jokes that maybe don't hold up, I think I like that movie now more than when it first came out.
Agreed.
That movie.
But there are a few jokes that...
I like how you put in the Substack. This episode's the poo, so take a okay.
So
mine is so good.
So Lily, Hitster. Buy this for people as a gift, people.
I'm sorry. Did no one think of this before?
Because you needed QR codes.
Okay, but they've been around for a long time. I don't know. To me, I find trivia games oppressive. I find them so boring. I also
had to play the original Trivial Pursuit as kids. I only dad knew the answer
about anything. Obviously, they make me feel so dumb, and you can't Google and stuff, right? Like you're playing old school, and I find them just really boring, really boring. And so And also, I'm also not competitive at all. And Shai's so good at anything music related. Like he blows everyone out of the water. So there's no point in playing with him.
I will like you to know, I played this game with Brandon last night.
Yeah?
Our
Did he
neighbor.
beat you?
Oh yeah, he won. He won handle. I mean,
That means you had to get one wrong.
No, well, we played the upgraded version with tokens, which allows you to actually, well, I did get one wrong, like meaning Brandon did better than me in that round. There are some really hard cards in there. But also, if you play the game with the upgraded rules with the tokens, there are ways to like steal people's or trade in tokens for cards so you
just
get
know
round
every
ahead.
single tune that was played.
Shai, yes, and the year.
When we played, yes, that round I happened to know really, really well. But I played, there were songs. Have you ever heard of a song called,
Allie got one wrong.
have you ever heard of a song called Dance Monkey?
Yes, that's Ari's favorite song.
Oh, well,
Dance, monkey, dance.
well, that, I didn't know that one the other night. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, Ari loves that song. The name of the people, it's like a really funny name, but that's a new song.
Okay.
So that's amazing. So the best part back about this game, and I can't wait for us to play, is that so many songs, you know if you hear them. But if I were to just give you the title or the artist,
But do you? But there's so many songs where I know the song, but I don't know the artist. I don't know if it's like.
you don't need that. You just need
So
to know
that, when you-
around the time that would have come out.
When you
don't
play
need to know
when you play the advanced version,
If you know more
you
information,
can
you get
win
more
tokens.
points.
You can win
Yeah,
tokens.
you can get more points, but you can still be in the game if you just know more or less the year-ish around the era of it. And because you're playing the song every time somebody goes, it's like DJing a board game. And some of the tunes were really fun.
Oh yeah,
Shai
we
sent
just
us
like
the
stop and
playlist.
do like dance scripts, dance, and then we did a
It
playlist afterwards.
uses Spotify to do it, but yet it hides the song so no one can see it. It's really well done. Hitster. Highly
Sure.
recommend.
Big recommendation. Big recommendation. Okay, now let's talk about the things that we watched. There are 4 things we watched. We talked on the Substack. We're gonna talk about Kill. We're going to do a special episode for Kill, which is this Indian produced movie in Hindi that is really cool, like Die Hard, redemption kind of brutal action movie. We're going to have Ruchi back to talk about that. So just highly recommend that people should see it if you like a good action movie. But the first thing we watched was Carry On with Taron Egerton.
Oh no, that's Joel Edgerton.
No, right. It's Taron Egerton. What?
Egerton?
Egerton? I don't know. Taron.
The kid that played Elton John.
The kid
right?
that played Elton John and from the spy movies, playing a TSA agent, by the way, which I think I am one of the most pro TSA agent people. If you want to talk about a group of people whose job are staying between life and death and you, and who take so much abuse from people.
Wait, this is my question. I have a question. I did not know until I saw this movie that people abuse TSA.
Oh, they're horrible.
What? But you're then. But that doesn't. It would be like
kind of like police.
Police, and then you would miss your flight. How does that make sense, Shai? I don't. I thought they're like a police officer. So
they're
not
you
a
wouldn't
police
go
officer.
customs officer.
Security. They have more.
We were raised that way.
But they have more authority than a regular security.
Yeah. No, they're agents of the federal government.
Yeah.
But we were
Egerton.
We were told as kids, though, we crossed the border a lot as kids. We're like, you don't mess around at the border. You don't say bomb in an airport. That could also be because as Jews, we traveled to Israel a number of times in your life, and the level of security to get on a plane going to Israel is so high that as kids we were taught.
I also think we were just taught that
TSA,
respect the security.
Can you give me a scenario that someone's being rude to the TSA person? They do in the movie, actually. They give you a few scenarios where people
look,
are
there are moments.
slow.
Everybody,
or someone, they're like, oh, we got to take your mini scissors away, and then maybe they'll get mad.
Yeah.
Or like,
But all you see is them then getting delayed and like getting 10 times more inspection. So it just seems like you're shooting yourself in the foot if you're rude to these people.
I am always thankful because those folks are working hard. And if anybody in the airport, I'll tell you this, because there are people in the airport who are not helpful. I had a guy be extremely smug and sassy with us when we were checking in our bags.
Oh, really?
I was, and I rarely get upset at the airport. On the way to Puerto Rico, I got like very annoyed at this.
Oh, I had like a really lovely, helpful person.
No, he was like he was very condescending in our efforts to try to do everything correct to make things work. Follow all the rules for the airline. He was very much. Anyways, but
Oh, I have another grievance.
but the TSA guys I love. So I love that a TSA guy was the hero of this movie.
Yeah.
I love
raising the profile of TSA.
I loved the element of this movie where Jason Bateman was the villain.
Yeah.
The movie was a lot like that phone booth movie with Colin Farrell.
Okay, but better. I think this was better than
Can I
that.
just pose something? Theory, TSA is not the issue. Newark Airport is the issue. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
one of the issues.
So,
I like Newark
Wait,
Airport.
were they at Newark?
No, they're at LAX. I'm just saying,
LAX.
I think
Okay.
it's the airport more than the agents.
I think it's
the
the
issue.
airlines more than the airport.
Right. Because I feel like when you fly through San Francisco, the security, like in certain terminals, is like nice new machines, things move quickly, they have like proper equipment.
LAX lets you book your time for when you're going to do your security. Theirs is like very organized. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no,
I don't think I know about that.
The
secret
big
app.
grown-up airports, I think, are
Okay.
pretty good. But
Can I share a travel grievance that
Yeah,
really
sure.
came up for me this holiday?
wait, but did you like Carry On?
I did. I
only
liked
saw
it
like
a
the first
lot.
half hour
Oh,
because
okay.
I went to bed.
You saw what you needed.
I
The death of the bad guy at the end was great, though.
I thought it was great,
Don't
and I thought it was great.
Okay. Serious holiday grievance
Good streaming movie.
that I feel like came to light much more in this holiday season when all the flights are. Listen, I get it. The flights are fully booked. Only the first 3 groups or 4 groups even have permission to bring an overhead bag, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
If you're-
Like,
if you're- if you-
I get it, but
if you're in the back of the plane,
yeah,
you
because
can't bring 2 bags.
So they have to start doing that because of the abuse of the overhead space. So
like people just put one jacket. at
yeah,
the top.
or it's just like
No, or they bring a whole
suitcase
suitcase
that they-
and then lay it sideways.
Right,
And
okay.
like
So this is my grievance. You're flying during peak holiday times when everything is booked, when there is not enough overhead space. I am done with the people who bring those giant duffel bags that they pretend are backpacks. They have little arm straps, but they're really those 60-liter Patagonia bags or something.
well,
and they're
you already
massive
have me annoyed at Patagonia.
bigger than a standard size carry-on that's supposed to fit.
But aren't
they're
they
trying to get away with it because they're like, it's a backpack.
But aren't-
and you're standing on line on the jetway and they have an extra 3.5, 4 feet sticking out of them and you're crammed into someone's dirty backpack that's really a duffel bag. No, they should not be allowed to bring that on board.
Those little example things that to check in that are
Why
your
aren't
bag
they
should
being
fit
more?
in here.
Why aren't they being more aggressive with that? I'm just saying, if you have an overhead space, be a
Here's
little more
why.
aggressive with the
The
size.
airplanes have different size compartments. The new ones
They have a lot
are like the flight we took to
I
Puerto
just
Rico.
don't think it's appropriate. That's clearly a duffel bag, and you should check it. That is not. It's not even about size. It's about what makes carry-on criteria.
I
That's
also
not carry-on.
I have
That's a
to say,
full-size
I know
duffel.
nobody wants to check a bag, but I'm checking a bag. What do I need to schlep my stuff for?
Well, because Lily,
It's an
you know
extra
why
10
though?
minutes. Just
You-
stand and wait like everybody else
Well-
and get your bag. I need to be fighting with the
I
people.
don't think bags get as lost as people make it out to.
I know.
They don't get
Everybody
lost.
just check your bag. Calm down.
They don't get
Where
so-
do you have to be a wedding?
With-
Go the day before.
With bar, with
God forbid you're on a flight that's a connecting flight and you're in the back of the plane like I was. People were screaming at each other about getting off that plane.
so
Easy.
I will say
It was
if
told to sit down.
if you're at Reagan, which for some reason the small airport takes forever to get the bags, whereas Dulles the bags come out fairly quickly. That is an issue, but you're never in a rush. So by the time Lily is showing up to the bags, they're already putting them in that little side area for
To me,
the
it's
abandoned
happened to
bags.
me. It's happened to me many
If
times.
there's one airport I could recommend,
Thank you for taking my bag off the belt for me.
if there's one, that's her trick. If I could recommend to never check a bag at one airport, it's actually San Francisco. Solid
Oh,
hour.
I have a great solution for that airport.
Horrible.
Never, now that you don't live there, never going to it again.
Never fly into it.
I would fly there for maybe a specific event, but I remember visiting you there.
It's the worst. It's really one of the
Aggressively bad. Renting a car there is horrible. Everything about that airport is.
Well, we hope everyone had nice holidays.
Okay, so that was Carry On, and that's a good opportunity to vent and get the
About
holiday travel. Then we watched Kill, which again, really another travel movie because it takes place on a train, and that I think you can get on any of the VOD services. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but it's streaming anywhere as part of a subscription. But it's worth a rent for sure, or even a buy because I really want to watch it again. And then on the third night, we watched Dear Santa. My family watched Dear Santa with Jack Black.
Very bad reviews.
I thought it was, the end is, I don't know if the end is, the end is weird. It's not what you'd expect in terms of an ending, but everything until the ending I thought was really funny, and Jack Black was hilarious in it. So I enjoyed that a lot. But the end was like a little bit like, ooh, that's kind of a strange message that this movie has. And then we watched Bring It On, because we always got to throw in like an old classic. We made my daughters watch Bring It On. I think they medium liked it, which again, I don't, but I guess that's just what it's like for kids watching old movies. I guess if mom and dad put on like Dog Day Afternoon.
I remember when mom was like, you should watch Airplane. It's hilarious. And I was like, what is this? I didn't get any of the.
I tried to watch Airplane with my kids and they were like, this is a
I couldn't. I was like 13 and I was like, I don't understand this movie. Why is this funny to old people? And I know it's one of the funniest movies for old people.
Speaking of traveling with old people, mom and dad, if you're tuning into the show, you're tuning in because you want to hear about what it's like traveling with mom and dad. Mom's new thing, aside from her usual joie de vivre and desire to do way more than any normal person.
Special requests.
And special requests. Those are normal.
I now have to start factoring in the way we plan our trips for mom's special requests category.
Special requests. But her new thing is, we have the F it, get it back at the airport. Mm-hmm. Mom's is F it, I'll find a driver on the sidewalk at the airport and then make everybody hire him.
Yeah.
Mom.
Oh, wait.
She doesn't believe Uber.
This podcast today. I'm going to put a pin in.
Wait, hold on.
Get it back at the airport.
Hold on.
For Shy Gorman.
Without the.
Oh my God. She just doesn't believe that Ubers are real
Mom,
and they work. It's like the same way she doesn't believe that Google Maps works. Like she is her own GPS. She's like her own.
Like, I met this guy named Raphael.
Dispatcher.
I met this guy. She's like, I met this guy named Raphael at the airport. He's got a big van, no air conditioning, but he's giving me a deal, or seatbelts. He's giving us a deal.
It's a great deal.
You have to use my driver. She's messaging us for 12 hours.
You're already
straight.
In the Uber Black. Like you're in your own air-conditioned Suburban, and she's still sending you.
Here's my driver's number. Do you want me to book it? No, Mom.
She really has taken on becoming the family taxi dispatcher. It's like very
but I need a service with her where there's accountability like Uber, so I can keep giving one star. Because then I went to see mom and dad off.
Picture of you in just like a meditative hibernation state at the car.
That the van that we went into San Juan. 14 people, no air conditioning. Instead of the air conditioning,
half the seatbelt,
and there were just holes where the air conditioning vents were, just like holes. I guess they were trying to get more air out.
That at one point we started driving, then he pulled over. I don't know if you guys realize he pulled over.
I forced myself to sleep.
I don't know a lot about.
I went into when they sent you to space.
I don't know
that deep sleep, so you don't.
I don't know a lot about cars.
Remember
he pulls over. He opens up the driver door. He pumps something by his foot, jiggles a few things, closes it, and then he goes, "Okay, I think the air conditioning will work better now."
Also, he ran out of gas before we got to the first destination. Like it was not in his plan to have gas for the drive. So that's been a fun one. And then when mom and dad checked out before us, 5 minutes later, I'm at the front desk dealing with my bill. Because the ceiling caved in our bathroom of our hotel room. 5 minutes, that was no one's fault on our trip. That was the family above us who let their kids
presumably
swim in
the bathtub. Mom calls me 5 minutes later, frantic. I'm with Raphael now. He's driving me to the airport. He can turn right back around and pick you guys up for the airport. Mom, I have my own. Please do not send me this guy.
Amazing.
So what was your thing?
My thing.
But I just want to cap it off with Becky's, I think, right. Mom distrusts Uber.
She completely distrusts it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
She likes to have a guy's number.
She likes to have a guy.
Yeah.
So I I don't think I fully realize this about Shy, but I also am like amazed and also appalled. Like,
Why?
Shy showed up at this vacation. And
hold on. I packed a week early because I was really busy in the days leading up to the trip. So I definitely forgot what was in my bag by the time we left, and that I hadn't fully finished packing.
Okay. But I see Shy on the first day of the vacation. He saunters up to the swimming pool in a Puerto Rico. He has, do we not have a picture of this? A Puerto Rico, like, lycra, what do you call it? The rash guard. He's wearing the rash guard, and it just says
with a hoodie.
With a hoodie, in case his ears
these things off.
In case his ears get cold, why would there be a hoodie for a rash guard for the swimming pool? And it just says, you know what? Is that just a shirt? I don't know. And it just says in humongous letters, Puerto Rico.
No, it was an SPF.
In case he's not sure where he is. And
his pocketbook.
A fabulous pocketbook, which he claims was a beach bag.
It was a beach bag. Are you kidding?
I mean,
very multicolored.
Multicolored,
Saved by the Bell goes to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, which also says
for that.
Puerto Rico in very large letters.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, in case he forgot where he was vacationing, and brand new flip-flops.
Yes, well, that's fair. I would like it.
He just
they were
showed
not
up at the pool, and I said, "Did you just come here and think I'll just get my clothes when I get to the hotel? What are you doing? What are you doing? What is happening?" And I was like, "Doesn't your wife have a beach bag?" And he's like, "Everyone gets their own beach bag on this trip. I need mine." And I was like, "You don't have enough backpacks at your house?"
No, because I don't allow sandy things in my beach bag. That's why.
Oh no, Shy. You know,
first of all, I kept that beach bag. That beach bag was amazing.
One of Shy's, because it never touched the sand. So one of Shy's beach requirements is that certain items that will have to touch the sand, he purchases and then leaves.
Yeah, they can't. So that's why I bought cheap flip flops. I did not bring my own flip flops because I will not.
No reef. It's not like they're not a good.
I wouldn't put flip flops in my bag though because they have sand. No.
First of all, those flip flops, you just brush the sand off of them.
Anyways,
you'll never get everything.
Well, first of all, the cheap flip flops, because I bought the cheap ones, they were the ones that have the little string bikini in your toe.
Yeah.
And that's very uncomfortable. It gives you like nerve damage. Why are those the way?
Do you know who came out a winner?
Who?
My husband. He kept your flip flops.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. But I was like, something that's going to be that covered.
These are too big on me and they're uncomfortable, but I will not leave a new pair of flip flops behind.
In the summer, when we go to the Jersey Shore, my flip flops just live in my car. They're not allowed in the house.
And they're vacation philosophies. It's the day of checkout. We're supposed to be checked out of the room by 11. And we're doing this like family photo and it's like 10:30. And I'm like, Lily, I got to get back to the room. Checkout's in a half hour. I got to finish. Hold on. I got to finish packing up my stuff. She goes, I haven't even started packing. I'm like, what do you mean? You got to be out of the room in a half hour. She goes, no, you have to be in the room in a half an hour. After that, it's squatters' rights.
Oh, yeah. Let's be clear.
We your key works. After 11, your key's not going to work. You can't get back in. But if you're in there before 11, you just try and come by and tell me to leave.
So I'll say this. So Lily insisted on us joining rooms, and she
worked. Becky, you got to figure out something else for next year because the amount of effort I put in and Hyatt points that I lost for me and Shy to have those adjoining rooms.
So
I don't know if it was worth it.
So our rooms had portable phones, and I guess at one point Lily mixed up our phones.
Yeah.
So Allie was using the phone in the bedroom, not the living room, and Lily must have had our living room phone in her room. And Allie picks up the phone to call the front desk to ask for a late checkout. And Lily's on the phone already. And Allie's like, oh, I'm sorry, what's happening? And Allie's like, I'm calling to get a late checkout. She goes, oh, I already took care of it. 2 p.m. Who gets a 2 p.m.? Lily got us a 2 p.m. checkout.
Yeah.
So
when he goes, well, I have to see about that because I don't know if there's somebody else coming into your room. I was like, well, the ceiling caved in yesterday, so I don't think anyone's coming into this room. He goes, what time would you like your checkout?
Yeah.
I was like, 2, please.
So but Lily's room, which is adjoining to mine, closed out at what, noon? 11 o'clock? 11. Her husband took squatters' rights
very
to the extreme.
Very seriously.
Like someone's knocking on the door to get into the room, and he's like pretending he doesn't hear them. They can hear us. There's 15 of us. He's like, I don't hear it.
But all in all, I'd say a successful trip, and
I want to circle back to my Puerto Rico bag and my Puerto Rico sweatshirt. When I first put those on, now remember, this is a long sleeve, right? And I'm wearing a lot of colors and my blender sunglasses, and I'm walking across the pool area, and I'm noticing, because I'm behind the sunglasses, I can see everybody looking at me, and I'm just like, oh, I guess everybody
digs your
Like
style.
my Puerto Rico style.
Those are my Puerto Rico bags. And then I realized, like, maybe it's because
You look ridiculous. You look like a bubby from Miami, from Boca, maybe. A bubby who got lost at a gift shop.
And so that was great. And then my family watched a lot of Queer Eye, and I have to say, I don't like reality TV. I don't like these like makeover shows. I find it depressing and annoying. The Queer Eye guys are so special and wonderful. They're so good at what they do. So even though that genre of show is not a show that I like, I recognize the greatness of that show.
That was great.
And then Lily came up with a off-the-cuff recommendation, and my family started watching AP Bio, which is a little bit edgier of a comedy. It's like an edgy...
She was giving me an impossible ask. She was like, I don't want formulaic, like, sitcom. I don't want the genius of something like Parks and Rec. Like, I want something where I can, like, maybe follow more of a consistent story. But obviously, you know, it's the age. You got to be careful. Like, I kept recommending things that were like 18 and over. And I was like, all right. I got to like switch my game. And then I felt like this really hit the mark, and it's 14 and up, but that seems cool.
And Glenn Howerton, and they've been watching Caitlin Olsen in the what's not Practical Theory, High Potential. And so then I was like, oh, we got to watch some Always Sunny. And I got 4 minutes into The Gang Solves the Gas Crisis, and my children were like, this is making us uncomfortable. You need to turn it off. So we turned it off, but maybe we'll come back to it one day. So that's the holiday wrap up. Did you get a favorite Hanukkah present?
I loved the sunglasses you got me. I loved the
As parents, you don't really get many presents anymore.
No. But Shai got me 2 amazing pairs of sunglasses. I'm so grateful. I love them. You will be seeing them on the gram soon. And then I got a lovely like blankie from Becky. So I think I did great this year. I'm super happy. Mm-hmm. And I want to just give one rec for the 2024. I feel like I would really shit the bed on that because I forgot like my favorite movie of 2024 when we did our movie thing. I highly recommend this movie, Problemista.
Oh, I hear it's a movie.
Loved. So if you're looking for like something to put on, I thought it was really, really well done. It's weird, but really well done.
Very cool.
So I want to leave you with that. All right.
And Becky?
What am I recommending? I started watching, the show's a few years old. It's on Apple Plus called The Gold. And it's about like a bank robbery, not a bank robbery, but like this like big gold heist that happened in the UK, like in London I think it takes place in like the late 80s or something, or in the 80s. And it's a pretty cool show. I really like it. It makes me a little bit sleepy. So, I
love a good show that makes me sleepy.
It's like British and crimey. And so I kind of fall asleep at about the 20-minute mark of each episode, but it's like a good little nap, but then also a great show. And there's a whole Tenerife plot that emerges in like the 7th episode or something, or the 8th episode. And like, one of the guys like defects to Tenerife, and then now he's like building an empire in Tenerife.
Well,
nice. It's very cool.
And did you have a favorite Hanukkah present? Mine is Hitster. That one blew me away this year.
Did I have a favorite Hanukkah present? I need to sort of think, what did I get? What did you get me for Hanukkah? What did everyone get me for Hanukkah?
Your birthday party.
Yeah, I think it was like my 40th birthday, so that was kind of the focus of Hanukkah.
No, Allie gave you
scarf. I got a very special
scarf from
family heirloom from Allie, which I've been wearing and is really, really beautiful and special. So that for sure is a top one.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. Okay, well, with that, it's great to do this in person. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. Have a great 2025.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FryNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat, And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.